Many thanks to DayZ Podcast, Pandemonium, Lion Lost, Wolves of DayZ, TSO High Loot Server, Fatal Attraction Vanilla Servers, and Redacted Vanilla Servers for making this video possible. DayZ 1.20 has just been released to experimental, so naturally I've given everything a quick once over to get you up to speed with what has actually changed in this patch. First up, we're going to be checking out the nerf to the improvised foot wraps and how they have near enough the same volume as the shoes that you spawn with now, and they're noticeably louder than being barefoot, so this meta has ended. Remember though that they are still useful to avoid foot bleeds, but they're also less durable now, meaning that less steps will be taken before they become ruined. The third person camera ducks when you're near walls, and it no longer allows you to peek over walls or easily around corners. This only works when the camera is close to the object, not you, with all objects causing this to happen. Every single object in the game, which may take some getting used to as the camera movements will be noticeably different. As you can see here, I'm running in this house and the camera is going backwards and forwards, so this change might annoy a lot of people. This was changed to stop what's called white walling, the ability to look through walls with your camera to exploit the camera, which is still possible, but it's nowhere near as easy as it used to be. We now have warning icons for latency. The top icon means that you are lagging, the bottom one means that your server is lagging, or the middle one means that you've got the red link of death, which means you're going to get disconnected any second. During stealth kills, you will no longer get teleported to your previous kill, which resulted in a lot of frustrating deaths in 1.19. Vehicle wheels can now be interacted with again, and I believe there may be a new sound when it comes to lifting heavy objects in DayZ. One of the most interesting features this patch is that weight impacts your inertia, and the wetness of clothing will make you heavier too, so when you get wet all of your items will slowly absorb water, reducing your maximum stamina down here, immediately impacting your inertia speed. If you don't know what inertia speed is, it's how quickly you can start sprinting and basically your mobility in general in the game. It is now impacted by this stamina bar here. The higher the maximum stamina, the more mobile you will be. The difference between low stamina and high stamina is extremely noticeable. I wasn't expecting it to be this noticeable, so I believe weight will be highly considered in this patch unless they tone this down a bit. Sprinting while zooming is almost completely gimped and almost not worth it when you're sprinting, but jogging and standing still has the default zoom that we used to. Surface detection for sounds has been improved, so I'm guessing it's more logical which sounds are going to be made when you throw something against an object, but do be aware that stuff still falls through the floor. Checking a player's pulse is now a continuous action, locking you into this animation while you're examining their pulse, with this animation being intended for, I guess, laying players. The orientation of the universal flashlight while switched on, while attached to your back, will no longer point forward, it will point straight up instead, so it's logical now, so you can't use this as a forward-facing flashlight anymore unless you're prone. You now need to turn off vehicles to repair them, and I believe vehicles have new turn-on sounds too, as you can hear here. Maybe someone in the comments can confirm, as I'm not 100% sure this is true. The stairs on this tall industrial building now have accessible stairs on the side here, the metal ones. They're still kind of broken, but you can get to the roof using this ladder as well to get up on there. In 1.19 they did exist, but they were completely broken. If you get disconnected while you're restrained, you will no longer insta-die, but I see this being exploited as you can just log out if you've been tied up by another player. I'll test it out more to find out. The ambient noises are now much more noticeable around the map, especially inside forests. Owls at night will sound, small birds in the daytime, trees will creak more often and louder, and finally rain appears to be different too, but it might just be louder. 2 mime masks, one male and one female, has been added, but because it's 2023 you can wear both of these masks, and a lot of Bandit Zorro masks have been added too. A new hood has been added that fits to the head slot, so it's either this or a helmet, coming in black, brown and red, but it does say that it's a witch's hood, so it might mean that it's seasonal for Halloween only. And finally for this video, you can now stealth kill with the cleaver, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense, and more southern spawns have been added, making Kamishovo the place to be in 1.20. These are the details I believe everybody should initially know about the first look at 1.20, but you can get more details from my previous video that I made, going over what the devs said during their live stream. The devs are asking for a lot of feedback on this because there's a lot of fixes in this patch. We're going to be testing this a lot. DayZ 1.20 is a bug fix patch, do be aware of that. So get into the comments and make yourself heard, get your opinion out there. The rest of this video will be an example of how the ambience has changed in DayZ this patch. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy the patch.